Today is going to be an interesting day. I'm going to turn around. I've started carrying my bag, right? And it's crazy. It's really crazy because for years my knees were banjoed. They're absolutely destroyed. So I could never carry a bag. I could barely walk, not to mind carry a bag. So over the last month or so, since we've got into this, I've been trying out bags, and then my brain switched on. It's something I haven't looked at. So what happened was I started looking at bags, and I went around the shop and I was trying to find something. Of course, you want something that's waterproof, you want something that's compact, you want something hopefully with 14 dividers, you want something that's really comfortable on your back, and you want something most of all that's bleeding functional, that you can use properly. On my back I had the Bennington, it's the Zone, I don't even know the real, but it's a Zone. I'm going to tell you, we're going to put it up when we do the whole thing. But you know what, I got it in. I like camo and I like green. I'm Irish, all Irish people like green. But it's an amazing trolley, because our trolley design, it's an amazing bag because of little functions on it. I've never come across a bag with this little thing here, which means that when you want to take it off or when you want to put it on, it's really easy to hold. It looks gorgeous. It's really, really good, and it's very comfortable to carry. The straps are brilliant. It's completely waterproof. It's got seemingly, which is in the zip world, some of the best is the YKK grips, or zips, grips. My Jesus, today is not working out at all. But it's got YKK zips, which are very sturdy. They don't break, they're good. They keep the seal. It's completely waterproof. And what I love is the pockets. And come around here, because I'm going to show you something now. Because what I did as well, when I put it in, I just said, well, what do you need in a bag? Because an awful lot of the time, people have a lot of stuff in bags that they don't really need. But for a carry bag, you don't need too much of anything. That's the big thing. I remember listening to a caddy for, I think it was Luke Donnelly. He said, how many balls do you put in your bag? He said, I put 9 in. He said, because if I use more than 9 balls in a round, he says, I shouldn't even be on the golf course, which is okay for a professional. But if you're carrying decent, you don't want to be filling the thing with 20 golf balls, because the weight all adds up. So what I put into this is, and what I love about this, and remember what I was saying about the other bag, I said it hasn't got something that you can just put in, but this one has. So it's just got a little pocket. You can put in your tees, you can put in your pencil, you can put in pitch mark repairer, you can put in a couple of balls in here, which makes it very, very easy and accessible, which is probably paramount for anything you need on a golf bag. The next thing it has, it's just got nice pockets. I threw in about 8 or 9 balls into it. Here is, you just have a little extra pocket for keeping all your jewelry, for your medallions and for stuff like that, for all your gear, for your wallet, and for, which is nice. And then on top of that, what you want, I threw in, there's a cooler bottle here as well. I've got a pocket for some gloves. I always, do you know what, folks? It's one thing I found out of the last week. Last week we had the Stroke Play Championship here in Crossmore, and on Sunday, in 30 years playing golf, I have never seen rain like it in my entire life. I have never seen rain like it. It is nuts, right? So what I had was, and for a lot of people, it's something that you need and is really important, are these things. And you don't need one, you need 2. These are rain gloves, and the beauty of it is that the wetter they get, the more grip you had. So I found that my hands weren't slipping at all. Do you know what I mean? That I got through a round of golf and it was amazing. I got through a round of golf and it was pissing out of the heavens. I swear, it really, really was bad. And yeah, it was okay. It was grand. You didn't feel like the clubs are going, because normally you'd have a pair of normal gloves on, and when it goes beyond a certain point, you're done. It doesn't matter what you do, you can take your gloves off, the grips get wet, you have no control over a golf club at all. But this is something that you should always have in your bag, and the beauty of it is that maybe you use them a couple of times a year, you take them out, you dry them, you throw them in the bag again, and it saves you a fortune. I had a guy come into the shop. I remember a guy came into the shop a couple of years ago. He said, yeah, I want to get 3 gloves because it's pissing rain today. And I said, you don't need 3 gloves. All you need is a pair of these things, and they're brilliant. These are from FootJoy. They do them from Callaway as well. These were amazing. Very, very happy. So now, for what I thought I didn't have much information, now the information is starting to flow, folks. So I always have rain gloves. I always have paracetamol, which can help if you've a little bit of an injury, or if maybe for some people you have an old hangover. A very important thing to throw into the bag is have paracetamol. I always have one of these, which is a spare battery for the rangefinder, which is brilliant. Just simple. You maybe have to put one in once or twice a year, but it makes a great difference, because it means if you're used to using a rangefinder, you only realize how much you use a rangefinder until after the battery goes and you don't have one. Then you're going, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? I'm just not used to it, okay? So a battery is always handy if you've got a rangefinder. I have 47 pencils in my bag, which is quite interesting, because if I walk 9 holes, miraculously afterwards, there ain't no pencils left. So a couple of pencils. In here, I have a bottle of water. And in this bag here, and this is nice, so everything is really compact in this trolley, is that everything looks, you open pockets and it's like, oh Jesus, I found something else. So these are also a nice glove you can use them all year round, but they're brilliant, especially when it gets a bit cold and in the winter, are these Herzl gloves. And they're just a little bit stronger. They're made from the hide from a kangaroo. So they're not made from an Ethiopian sheep's, as some of the Staysoft or some of the other gloves, but they're made from kangaroo leather. And you know what? For some reason, when it gets a little bit cold and when it is a little bit wet, these are unbelievable. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're grand. They're not so bad. But it's a fantastic glove. You should maybe try them out. Then next, I have in here, I always bring this. This is a handy little ball finder. Not that I have a shop full of balls and I never brought a ball finder with me, and I just said, geez, I must throw this in because this is a gotcha. And you know what? It's a simple ball finder, but it's really compact, it's really strong, it's made from kind of aluminium or brushed steel, and they're fabulous and they work really well. And I'll just show you, because all you got to do is this, and you just put it on the ball and you just turn it over and you lift it up, and it doesn't matter where it is, and a lot of the time you just put it on and you can just lift it up. It's a simple thing. They're pretty bulletproof, but it's really, really good. And then last but not least, a little hat for when it's cold, which is always helpful. And probably the thing I have to say that saved me last weekend, right? And I have to say something about this, because this is a new winter series jacket from Callaway. It's the first rain jacket that I've put on where there is zero friction for me. It was like I was wearing nothing. It was pissing out of the heavens, I'll say it again. I had this thing on and it's just really light, and it is absolutely amazing. And when I swung, and that's what I played decent. I came second, which is good. But I played, when I was swinging the club, there was no interference. And that's the biggest problem I have with rain jackets, is that you feel that you're kind of, you're being strapped up, that you're in a straitjacket. But with this, it was really amazing. And to be honest, with all the rain that was on Sunday, like on the back 9, for about 9 holes, were absolutely drenched. My shoulders were a little bit damp when I walked in, but nothing else. It was like I was bone dry. I had a pair of waterproof trousers on. But this thing, and the beauty of this thing is that 1, it's light, 2, it's very waterproof, and 3, I think it's about 140 euro. It's price-wise, it's unbelievable, and it just it feels really nice. So, plus then I have, of course, my clubs. I have my rangefinder. I have this little Bushnell baby, which I have now, and I try to keep it down to a minimum, but you can put all this in this bag. And do you know what? It's nice. On here, on the other side, and I'll turn it around, Mike. On the other side, you have here, you have your water cooler. You have a cool bag for keeping some water. You have an extra pocket as well here for even more stuff. But for a really compact bag, and for a really small bag, it's crazy. You've got, I'm going to turn around so that you don't have to move, Mike, and that I can move. Here you have 14 dividers completely to the bottom. And the last added advantage is you can put this on a trolley. So you can use this as a carry bag. You can also put this on a trolley, which, my goodness, is really good value. Now, it's not the cheapest bag. They're about 350 euro, but for a bag that does everything, I can't find a flaw in it. And when it's on your shoulders, it's easy to adjust. It's unbelievable. It's brilliant. So this is a bit, I was doing a bag and somebody said, will you move on and just say go for a sun mountain bag? The sun mountain bags are unbelievable, but I tell you what, this is very, very good. Feels great. It's got everything. It has my little favorite thing as well. It's got my little pocket for the tees, and it's got good zips. It's got everything going for it. If you want a bag that you can also put in a trolley, and you want a waterproof bag, because all waterproof bags, decent waterproof bags, are in the 350 mark. You got to have a look at this. And now I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It's the Bennington Zone Series. So this is my start for the day. It was an awful lot longer than when I thought I was going to start this and be over in 2 minutes. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And what I did find out as well is that when I put my irons in, and it might be something, I used to always have it the other way around, but now I have the longer clubs on top and just start 58-50 and then go back pitching wedge and 9-8, and then you go back again. And if they go in a line, in a kind of a line, they don't make as much noise, which is kind of cool. So there isn't much more I can say about this because I've said enough, but the Bennington Zone Series bag is pretty outstanding, I have to say. Pretty outstanding. Take care, folks.